Anglers, Captain KCB again. I'm killing some time. I did an intro a few weeks back. Wasn't too much. I was just dipping my toes in the YouTube channel. I'm sort of getting familiarized with what's going on. There's a lot of people out there doing YouTube channels and videos, stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do another intro. I'm going to start from the beginning, and hopefully it's more in depth on what I do up here in Illinois for fishing for largemouth bass. And I do go up to Wisconsin to visit my father up in Woodruff area, about 6 hours away. I've been doing that for the last 20 years or so. He's been up there. So that's the only two places that I've really focused fishing on. I've gone down to South Carolina where my mom's lived for 22 years. I actually lived down there for 12 also. And I had a great little pond that they lived at on a golf course. I was just, nailing in some, anywhere from a pound to 3 pound fish. Didn't really measure them, didn't weigh them, didn't do nothing. Just out there for a hobbyist and after work or whatever, so killing some time, taking a drink with me or whatever. But I'm going to start a new intro. It's going to probably be a little lengthy this time. I'll start from the beginning. Basically, I started fishing, for bluegills and sunfish and crappie and smaller fish like that when I was around 3 years old. My dad has always had a boat. He's also been in a tournament for novice anglers through the clubs back in the 60s and 70s and mid 80s. I never really got into bass fishing until probably about 25 plus years ago. And from them, I didn't really know what I was doing or what was going on. I was always self-taught, or I was taught by my dad, let's throw this today, let's do that. Let's go and see what we could do out in this pond or lake or river, go from there. So it was very interesting to me to sit there and catch my first bass. I don't remember exactly what it was, how big it was, but I knew I caught one, and it was very exciting. So I was hooked from the get-go. So with that being said, I just developed my skills over time and just hit up local ponds and local lakes and went out with a couple of my friends that had boats, or we rented boats and stuff like that. So with that being said, I've always been a technique of soft plastics, jigs, some crankbaits, rattle traps, chatterbaits. I've never got into any kind of swim baits, any techniques like that. Slow diving, retrieving. I don't have elaborate setup gears. I don't have like 10,000 fishing rods or 10,000 lures or 10,000 reels. I have about, I'd say I'm count on one hand, I would say probably about 5 rod and reels. I have 2 bait casters. One is a Quantum Bill Dance Classic 6.6 medium action with a Kevin Van Dam bait caster. I also have a Abu Garcia that I just picked up this year. I've donated a lot of my stuff through the contest of LMB of Illinois, which you can find on fishangler.com. I've given out prizes like that. And I also have 2 other ones, a Bill Classic spinning rod, or a reel rather, that's on an Abu Garcia 7-foot medium action. I have actually 2 of those 7-foot medium action rods. With one's a Abu Garcia number 20 size spin reel. So I've had luck with that. I also purchased up another light action, a 5'6" spinning reel rod with a 10 size reel from Quantum also. Haven't really tried that. I was going to use that more for my finesse fishing with my daughter. She's coming to the age now. I've taken her out a couple times. She did catch her first carp at 12 inches using some good old-fashioned corn. I didn't know how she was going to do with the worm technique, stuff like that. I didn't want to get it all messy, so horn worked out good. It's good presentation. It goes on the hook well. It's got yellow color to it. It sits on the bottom. It doesn't fall off the hook that well. So she caught her first carp. It was 12 inches long on a, you know, $10 Walmart special, you know, Paw Patrol character fishing rod. It's about 3.5 feet long. People, you know, are sometimes, you know, doing challenges on catching large fish with that. Yeah, you could do that if you set it up right and whatever, but that was her first experience. I got it on video. She did it all by herself. I wouldn't really say all there by herself. The bobber went down. I set the hook. I knew it was a good hook set, so she reeled it in. She muscled that thing in. The drag was going out. I set the drag. She got it to the land. She was so thrilled. She said, "I caught a fish, Daddy. I caught a fish." I got it in video. I haven't really uploaded it to the YouTube channel. I want to try to keep my daughter somewhat on down low, if you know what I mean. You know, there's a lot of messed up stuff that goes out on channels. You know, I can protect myself. My wife can protect herself. My daughter can't. She's just at an age that she can't. So I'm just going to keep her off of that. But I do have videos of that I share with my family. So I got the 5'6" medium grill light action rod with a 10 size quantum or spin cast, not spin cast, flip bail rod. So I'm going to try that next year, setting up for bluegill, crappie, or you know, maybe some bass once we go take it out. Once she really, my daughter finds out that what fishing's all about. Hopefully she catches on and she wants to do more of it. She's interested. Right now they're at the developing age at 3, so she doesn't really know what's going on. She knows that she's catching fish, and she says, "Oh, that's my fishy. That's my fishy." She knows where her fishing pole is at. It's in the back of my truck all the time, along with my other gear. So, like I said, get back to the original point that I was trying to make, was that I'm going to go and sit there and give you an intro of what's going on. So I started fishing about 25, maybe 30 years plus ago. I'm in the mid-40s right now. I've always been a bass fisherman. I've done some walleye fishing. I've done smallies. Never gone after pike or muskie. I think that's just one of those things where it's a fish that's worth 1,000 casts. I'm not set up for that. I don't need action all the time when I go out. Sometimes I just go out to clear my brain and go from there. But other than that, I like just sitting around, flipping around, walking the banks, slamming the banks, or going in the boat with a friend or two, or my dad up in Wisconsin. Make a day of it, you know, and see what we can get. You know, we have competitions amongst my dad and I to see who catches either the different species or the largest bass or how many bass and stuff like that. So, like I said, I've never experienced with swim baits, either hard or soft swim baits. I also got this year, actually yesterday, a swim bait in the mail from Jack Morrell. Thanks to them for the reps sending me that out. So I'm going to try it this year on pre-spawn throughout the summer, throughout the fall, throughout the springtime, to see what's going on with that. I'm also going to venture out on swim bait techniques. I've never really adventured that. Like I said, I've always stick to crankbaits, flipping jigs, plastic, hard crankbaits, floating crankbaits, suspending, diving crankbaits. You know, I might be saying crankbaits a lot. I'm not going to go through each and every one of them, which one it is. You know, crankbait for me is a crankbait. You know, if it dives, it dips, it doodles, it does it, whatever. You know, it's a treble hook, nightmare in your tackle box. It's going to do what it's going to do. So, other than that, I'm just going to sit there and you know, focus on going outside my realm and see if I can get something new or my personal best. Like I said, this year my personal best that I actually weighed was 3.9 pounds, and it was out of a local pond that I mostly fished this year for my contest with LMB of Illinois. You can find that on fishingangler.com and sign up for that. Go from there. Also, in this video that I'm doing now, hit the like button or comment button and subscribe. Tell you know, one or two of your friends to see you check this guy out. Like I said, there's probably 10 billion guys out there doing the same thing I am. I'm just a hobbyist. I love fishing. I try to get out in the water as much as I can. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Family time comes up, work comes up, schedules are different. But anyways, the time I do go out in the water, I do enjoy it, and it's always a fun time for me. I usually go early in the morning when the sun's coming up. It clears my head. I see the sunrise. I see the ducks on the pond. I see the geese on the pond. Nobody's out there. Nobody bothers me. No cops. No nothing. Then when people start moving around, that's the time I'm done. It's usually about 8:30, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and they're moving around, walking their dogs or checking out the scenery or doing their healthy walk in the morning, and I'm done. And they ask me, "What'd you do?" I says, "Well, I caught some fish," or I tell them I'm just parked on the side of the road. So that's what I do. I do early in the morning. I haven't done too many late fishing adventures just because of my work schedule. I'm a truck driver locally, so I drive at night mostly, so or not really night, but evening time. So then the family time comes in there. So right now I'm doing a video. This is my steering wheel that you're looking through, and it's kind of bouncy because I'm on an air ride suspension truck. But that's that. I don't know if I've touched the tip of the iceberg on what my intro was. Like I said, I've been fishing for 25 plus years, and just to go from there. So I'm going to set myself up for new adventures this year. Winter's come in. My ponds have iced up, so ice fishing is going to be coming around the corner if the ice comes in quickly. If it doesn't, there could be a couple ponds that are open, or even streams or lakes that I can find out and go from there and check them out and see what's going on. You know, even if I go to these lakes and ponds, I might find some smallies, which would be kind of interesting because I haven't really fished for smallies in Illinois that frequently. So I have a couple lakes and streams and ponds that really don't ice open, mostly like lakes and streams or moving water, bodies of water. So that'd be something interesting to check out if I can, and hook into some smallies and go from there. I do have a GoPro set up, inexpensive one. I do have that set up on my, my steering wheel here. I'm making a turn. I do have a GoPro set up on my hat. This is not the hat that I wear, but it's similar to that. It's camo. So I'm going to try that, do more videos on that. I do have on my Facebook page, or not my Facebook, my YouTube channel, which you subscribe to, please. Not begging, but trying to. I have like 12 videos, anywhere from 30 seconds up to a minute and a half. I've caught some large ones, I've caught some medium-sized ones, and I've also caught some aquarium-sized largemouth bass. I'm going to go ahead and use that more. Not really going to put, volume to it, but it does have a microphone to it that's very shallow. You can't really hear it too much. You can hear me sometimes cough into it or sneeze or whatever, or you can hear fish jiggle the bait when I bring it to the land. And I'm going to try to save up some pennies and get a vlogging video, a camcorder. And a lot of people have been doing that with, setting up off the ways and videoing themselves catching these catches. So that's my new adventure, and for this winter I'm going to save up some pennies, get my YouTube channel going some more, go from there. Yeah, I know it's real shaky in here. This truck is real bouncy. Sorry about that. And go from there and just try it out. I'm interested in myself to see what I do and film, and then go ahead and edit it and put it on YouTube, or even if I don't put it on YouTube, just to go ahead and check it out at a later date and actually see what the technique I did on how close the fish was to the bank, or how far he was out, or what my technique was on jerking the fish back to the bank, and go from there. And so I'm just very interested on my approach to fishing with baits that I'm familiar with, or waters that I haven't tried out that I'm going to try out. Different rods, different reels, and items like that. So it's a new adventure for me. Hopefully you can come along with me, subscribe to my channel, look at fishangler.com, look up my group, LMB of Illinois. I hope I touched on some subjects that are interesting for me. Like I said, this is my intro. I might be all over the place. It could be. I just run it down one more time real quick, maybe a 30-second clip. Been 25 plus years. I started really fishing 3 or 4 or 5 years old for sunfish, bluegill, items like that. Probably maybe adolescent age, I turned into fishing for bass with my dad up in Wisconsin, Illinois. He taught me the ropes. I taught myself a little bit of ropes. I also talked to other anglers on what they do and how they do it throughout the seasons of what's going on. It's all trial and error. It's like one day the fish will be biting at just the bare hook, and the next day you got to throw a piece of dynamite in the water to have a reaction. So that's that. Hopefully you get an idea of what I am and go from there. I just want to be known that I'm going to be doing videos for the 2020 season coming up in March, and I'm going to have my GoPro set up. I'll take a picture of that, get lined up on that. I'm going to go ahead and get a video camcorder, set that up on the water, get some more action off in a different angle or different techniques, and hopefully catch what's going on and just get an idea and go from there. And hopefully you guys, if you are anywhere close to my subscription and I can see that you subscribe to me, I'll go ahead and subscribe to your channel, and we can communicate like that, and go or communicate through fishangler.com. Look up at my group, LMB of Illinois, and go from there. So hope you like the feed. Check me out a little later on in the year, or even in the 2020 season in March when my winter is done. Hopefully you guys can still be out in the water. I wish I was, but I'm stuck in the winter time in Illinois. So until next time, peace.